What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video from last night after a weekend that was, to say, not a good weekend for our boy Phil. Of course, you guys know he did his 15-year Beggacy marathon on Saturday, which garnered very little support, and on Sunday he did his Reack Reack content, which of course garnered zero support. That's right, folks, and for some odd reason he still is playing Chrono Trigger. Now again, Chrono Trigger is a good game, but who really wants to see a 41-year-old man play a 20-something-year-old game? But anyway, let's see what Phil has to say. I'm curious to know if he will try to make everyone believe that he had a great weekend of support, or if he starts, doing the hint, I need support. So let's see what Phil has to say.
Streaming day, good variety day. Even though yesterday was the 15th anniversary reaction celebration, today we had a mixed day of reacting to clips as suggested by my members over on DSP Reacts, a little show I like to call DSP versus the internet. And then on the late stream, we had the continuation of Chrono Trigger. So let's talk a little bit about how that went down. First off, had a great podcast today where we essentially recapped the big marathon from yesterday, talked a little bit about now we're heading into the future, the big push for new games now in the fall gaming season. In general, just a really chill thing. We actually did like Q&A for like over a half an hour. People had some interesting things to ask and the like. So it was a good podcast in the morning, first thing. Then we jumped over to DSP Reacts for DSP versus the internet. And I would say I thought that it was one of the better ones that we had done since the show's inception back in February. What I think's happened is that in the last month to month and a half, we have a significant amount of members over on DSP Reacts. A lot of them are gifted, admittedly, but because our member numbers have been boosted, and we went from having at one point only having maybe around 70, 80 members, we're up to 150, okay? The videos people are recommending are of good variety. Instead of it being the same core group always suggesting videos every week, we now have a wider group of people who are suggesting the videos for the show, and it's making the show a lot better. Today we watched a great variety of stuff, and although admittedly, yes, there's a couple of themes that seem to be recurring, overall, I'd say we only maybe had one or two videos that felt a little played out. Everything else felt fresh and new. If anything, the one really annoying thing about the show are when I'm watching a video and then YouTube says, "Oh, it's been matched via our content ID," and
Okay, before I get into the whole him begging for money, which that's where it's going here. He has 150 members. Of that, about 100 are gifted. He has about 50 paying subs that renew every month, about 50. So about 100 of those 150 are gifted memberships, right? He averages between 40 and 50 video submissions. Mind you, everyone can submit 2 videos at a given time. So essentially, of the 150 people that have memberships, right, that can submit videos, about 20 to 25 of them are actually taking Phil up on the offer to submit videos. Because you figure 2 submissions, if there's 50 videos, that means 25 different people are submitting videos. That's all you need to know about this channel. This channel is simply just supported by a few whales that keep gifting memberships every month, very similar to DSP Gaming. But what ends up happening, Phil, like always, is that these people cannot continuously gift memberships every month. About a month and a half ago, you were under 70 members again, because people just couldn't renew those gifted memberships over and over again. And that's what's going to happen towards the end of this, towards the middle of next month. You're going to drop back down to 70 members, Phil. And I love the charade that you like to play where you make it seem like it's organic growth and the channel's growing. It's not, Phil. It's not when 1 to 2 people are supporting the channel. It just isn't. That is a failed business model when you're relying on 1 or 2 whales to prop up a channel. You're running into the same issue with DSP Gaming, where you have 3 to 4 whales that support you. The issue is that when you lose one of them, just like you did with Game Tracker, your support just dwindles. I mean, how many times have you hit the tier 1 tip goal in the last week? Once, maybe? You can't even get the $50 because Game Tracker no longer is giving you that $30 tip that used to boost you. And the same thing's gonna happen with DSP Reacts. I don't understand why you're unwilling to change your format. I guess you think because you get 150 gifted memberships from time to time, which it comes out to what? That's about $300 in support a month. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's enough for you to, spend it on WWE champions or Gen. But it's not consistent, especially someone who relies on his YouTube check as his source income. It's just, I don't know how anyone can live like that. I do YouTube as a side thing, as for fun. I don't rely on YouTube money or check for anything. For me, it's just money that I put aside for savings. That's it. And if it goes away, it goes away. But Phil, like you constantly say, this is your job. This is your only means of income. And for you to kind of put all your eggs in one basket is ridiculous. I did a video the other day where, the mere fact that you refuse to diversify your income by either getting a second job, getting a part-time job, or doing something different, or maybe try to get some passive income somewhere else. Your refusal to do that is just, it's outstanding. I don't know how anyone can live like that, but I guess, as someone as yourself, that you live day to day and you don't care what happens, next week or in a month or two, you'll deal with it when it happens. It just astounds me. I'm a planner and I just can't leave my life up to randomness like this. But anyway, let's keep going. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the next Beg segment coming up.
You've been flagged for watching content, and therefore we're going to shut your stream down. All right? YouTube doesn't have the right to do that. If it's fair use, which it is, if you're reacting and you're adding commentary and you're adding criticism, okay, that's fair use. YouTube really doesn't have a legal right to shut you down for doing that unless they actually have a human reviewing your content saying, oh, someone is blatantly just rebroadcasting something without permission and it's not a transformative work. They don't do that. They run an algorithm. And if a piece of content is something that's been loaded as a red flag item into YouTube's content ID system, they'll turn your stream off. And it's frustrating because there was some really good videos today. We were actually going to watch a scientific video about people who milk the venom out of poisonous, deadly snakes and how they do it and how they stay safe and how that's used for research and technology that help humans all around the world. Shut down within 2 minutes. Can't watch it. What? It's just stupid. And it frustrates me when I'm trying to do a react show and I can't just be free to react to what people want to see me react to. It sucks, There was a lot of good stuff, though. There was gameplay.
Okay, I'm not going to sit here and defend YouTube's, algorithm and how they flag stuff for copyright. I'm not. It's not a great system. I agree with that, especially the manual copy strike system is ridiculous. But Phil, what do you want them to do? They're essentially complying with a lawsuit that occurred years ago with the music industry and stuff. What do you expect them to do, Phil? And to sit here and for you to sit here and say, oh, well, they should manually review every single video. Really, Phil? How many videos does YouTube receive every day? How many videos get uploaded every day on YouTube? Millions, maybe? Pretty sure it's probably a million videos or more a day. So you expect them to review every single video and determine whether it matches content ID or not. That's what you're asking, Phil. You know how many people that would require to do? You know how many employees Google would Google would need to comply with that, Phil? It's ridiculous. I understand your complaint, but your solutions are stupid. You just can't sit there and say, oh, they're breaking the law or what they're doing is illegal. No, they're not doing that. They're complying with the law with the tools that they have and trying to do the best they can. And again, I am not a supporter of YouTube's algorithm and how they check for content ID. I think it needs changing and updating, but all in all, they try to do their best when it comes to complying with the law. And it's ridiculous for you to sit here and bitch and complain and say that they should be reviewing every single video. No, they don't. They don't do it. They can barely keep up with when you request a manual review. I mean, they usually do it within 7 days. I believe that's your policy, and that even takes time. So You know, there is a remediation for it, Phil. I understand that you don't like that remediation, but again, that sounds like a you problem, Phil.
There was scientific videos. There was stuff about products from other countries like Canada, going to a Canadian supermarket and seeing how different some of the stuff is there from America. You know, which is really good stuff. If you did not see the React show today over on DSP Reacts, that's my sister channel, youtube.com/@DSP Reacts. I strongly recommend you check it out. It actually was really good today. I think you'll have a good time watching the videos. Good variety stuff. Now, the thing is, all those videos are not live. The way I do it is 2 videos today and then 1 video a day for the next 4 days. So you'll see 2 videos, an hour's worth of content live now, and then another video every day. If you happen to become a member over on that channel to support it, you can watch the archive stream and you can watch the entire thing right now from start to finish. And because of the nature of that show, most of the videos end up getting claimed, and therefore I really don't make any revenue on any of the videos. Either the video's ad revenue goes to someone else, or YouTube says, oh, that's unsafe for ads anyway. So if you like the content on that channel, please consider supporting it another way. One of the major ways would be becoming a member yourself, and if you become a member, you can nominate the videos for next week's show. In fact, right after I finish recording this and queuing up uploads, I'm going to post up the threads on the channel page /members page of DSP Reacts, so that members can post up their videos for next week's show on Sunday. So there you go. Give it a look. I actually had a really good time with the show today. Then on tonight's lead stream, Chrono Trigger, and it was great. We had tons of progress tonight. In the 2 hours that we played, multiple major plot advancements and plot strings, fun stuff going on, a little plot twist. I don't want to spoil for those who've never watched or played Chrono Trigger before, but there's a pretty big plot twist at one point that happens. Like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that to happen in the plot, and that's the point that we're at right now. Tons of boss fights. I even got my ass kicked by a certain boss that was really tough. The game is just great. It's so superior. Seriously, I mean this. It's so ridiculously superior to Final Fantasy 16. It's such a better game. The plot, the writing, the gameplay, the music. Literally the one thing it doesn't have are graphics. That's it. Everything else in Chrono Trigger is way better than Final Fantasy 16. I'm loving this playthrough. So thanks a lot to anyone who showed up and supported. Now, in regards to that, yesterday's marathon stream had tons of support. Why? Because it was my 15-year anniversary, so it was a very great stream. Today, honestly, pretty slow except for members. We actually had a good amount of members gifted to both channels today, but outside of that, everything else, super chats, tips in particular, was very slow today. I'm hoping it's just a one-off day. I'm hoping that tomorrow, that we're returning to full-time gaming now for the first time in 3 days, that we can turn that around, all right? So let's talk about what you can expect on tomorrow's streams.
Wait a minute, Phil. I thought you were the one that spent 20 minutes yesterday complaining about detractors like myself, spewing out lies like you claim that support wasn't good for your 15-year marathon. Remember that, Phil? You were talking about how we're spinning it into a negative and it's not true, and that you got decent support. And here you are literally like a day later begging for money. Yet again, begging for money. What happened to all that support? What happened to those nearly $400 that you received in tips on Saturday? I know what happened to it. You spent it on WWE Champions. I mean, TJ Gamebox reported out yesterday that you spent over $900 Saturday night on WWE Champions. And you're going to sit here and now beg for more money like you always do, Phil. And it's pretty fucking pathetic, Phil, and I'm never going to let it go. That's why I make these videos, to highlight when you beg, to highlight when you do something stupid, and to highlight your inconsistencies. You can't go on stream yesterday, right, and say that Saturday was great and you got huge support, everything was great, and then sit here on your daily rap Sunday night and complain that support's been slow. Support's been slow for a while, Phil. You've hit the tier 1 tip goal once in the last week. Essentially, other than your marathon, you've hit it one time, Phil, and you make sure to let everyone know that that's the case. I mean, you're to the point now where you're begging people, please, let's hit the tier 1 tip go at least. And it just, again, this contradicts everything you spent spewing yesterday on your podcast, where you sat there and you tried to make the detractors look stupid, and try to claim that what they're saying is a lie. No, Phil, what we're saying is not a lie. What we're saying is actually correct. It's factually correct. It's a fact, Phil, and you can't refute it. And your words right here, merely you stating that support's been slow, is proof that what you said is garbage. And what we said, the detractors, that you had a slow day on Saturday, right? And the week and supports just dried up, is a factual statement. And I can't wait for the end of the month when I do my review of your month and I show that your income has dwindled. We all know that July was a terrible month for you. I mean, it was very bad. You like half your support from previous month. I'm willing to wager that this month is going to be even worse than July, and I can't wait to show it. And I'm just sitting here waiting for you to have your breakdown and do your special video and cry about support and cry about the business. That's coming soon, folks. I guarantee that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.